Dang it. Miss. Sorry about that. I had another video playing in the background. Just to get you up to speed, we made a high and we coming off the high. We kind of broke below my 20 SMA, and we're just kind of in a range trending to the low side. Here we have a retest of our 20 right here. So we should see some reaction right in this zone. If anybody asks, our video is probably on a 15-second delay. I'll see if I can bring it down. Here we go. I missed that one. I'll see if we get a pullback to my 34, the top of my 34. This I do all my execution on the 1 minute time frame. I kind of monitor my 30. That's in the top left corner. And on this minute main side on the right side, it's my 5 minute block. That's really how I see the chart off of this 5 minute block. Technically, I didn't miss it. I didn't have enough contracts to cover it because I'm copy trading it. I had it at 17, I mean 14, but I needed 17. So by the time I put it in, I felt like I would have been chasing. Got a strong upside push with less than 35 seconds left on our 5 minute candle. So let's see if we can get a position here. Currently, I'm trading my evals. We do have five PAs, two with Apex and three with Top Step. Got an upside push here. We're looking at target 22 to 22. You see our target on a 30-minute window, right? This is our upside target. When you see a push like that, you got to be careful. Those are the ones we like to chase. So I'm going to hold off. What time did you want me to come? Hey, Joseph, what time did you want me to come?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
What time did you want me to come?
I say about 2:15, 2:30, 2:20. I have to be by to get the bus for 2:30.
You got it.
All right?
You got it. All right.
So I'll look out for you, show me whatever it was.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Here we go. There we go. That was a good one. That was a good push. That was a good push. Very good push. Very good push. That was nice, guys. That was nice. That was nice. We knew where our target was. I did bail out on the target because I took a L earlier and I'm basically trying to get back to break even. Let's look under performance. I took a $330 loss, so I had to recover that. Plus, so I'm down $40 off of that. Since it's Apex, they have a trailing drawdown, so I got to stay above that trailing drawdown. Just keep in mind that we are copy trading, so when I show the performance, it's times 11, and I am copy trading my 250s 4 times the size. See, before we were trading below, look in this 5 minute block. We were trading below the 21, so we were looking for downside target. We did a sideways S, I call it, where we go up, touch the 20, and then fall back. But we then again retested the 20, was able to break, and that's the current trend we're in now. We're still a little short of target, but she's still climbing. We're about 15 ticks our points away from target here, but we already took our points out of it. We'll see what happened. Maybe we'll look to reverse it at that 222 level. We'll see. think I'm a Bluetooth it. Testing, 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 testing. Go. I was whack.
I think it's coming from the touch. Yeah. What? No, I said, I don't think it's.
It's a great time to act up. Gotta go. All right, YouTube, that was my test run for the day. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, but as you can see, we got no bounce on the 20 SMA, which is my blue on my 5 minute. So we're actually breaking out. Let me stay for this, maybe the next 2 5 minute candles. We do have a downside target at the 115 level. We did get as high as uh 212. We never got to 222. So we came up a little short on that. We did get as high as 212. We never got to 222. So we came up a little short on that. I'm expecting a bounce back up to the upside. I'm not sure that this down is going to hold at the minute. That's why I'm going to watch the next two candles. We almost back at the 1 hour open. I'm expecting a bounce back up to the upside. I'm not sure that it's down. It's going to hold at the minute. That's why I'm going to watch the next two candles. Back at the 1 hour. Let me mark that 1 hour low. That's our 1 hour low right there. We might look like we're going to take a shot at that. Maybe I'll see what I'm going to do. Like we're going to take a shot at that. Maybe. 1 hour low is at about 146, 145. That 5 minute candle was a smoker. Another miss. Chat, y'all want to take the counter? Should I counter? Ugh. A 5 minute candle was a smoker. Another miss. Yeah, I think I want to take the counter. All right, new five. New five. New hour. New five, new hour. New hour, chat. Oh, it spun around. Whoa. I was trying to type something in. That was a good one. Actually, that bottom left window is a 30-second sniper stuff, sniper stuff.
Order filled.
Think I played myself. Kind of got in early. Let's see if we could get it for a quick drop. 10, 9, 8. Come on. Momentum is building to the upside. Dang it. Come on. I'm begging. Come on. Begging. Oh, I didn't see my phone bag. Come on. Told you, got in a little early. What I'm gonna do here. 8 seconds. Come on. Can't give me one push. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Bad. Okay.
Order filled.
That was bad. Panic too early. It's all good.
Order filled. Order filled.
Come on. 120 you had. 40. You kidding me? 90, 80. Uh-huh. You suck. You suck. Oh,
Order filled.
Was some good chat.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Okay. Good. Devices, watch.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trade the Close with Order Flow Labs. I'm Nick Tech here with XYZ. Unfortunately for all of you in the chat, Jim is out this afternoon, so you are stuck front and center with us to kick off the early parts of kind of the pre-power hour here. XY, how you doing?
Pretty good. They've been well. Wanted to see if we could get into a trade in the green, but we're stuck right in the middle of this thing. So
I know I was kind of looking for potentially along there. Did you roll? I think you did.
I rolled, yeah. I rolled and then mid-roll, so I do have ES in my chart, so I rolled that too. And I was like, ES looks cleaner today. So I actually pulled up ES Dom for the first time in maybe like a year and a half, 2 years. And
Wait, really?
yeah. And I got ES today. So I think from now on I might actually have both, because sometimes ES does give the access to the idea before NQ does. So, because the rollover in the morning, ES did it a lot.
You don't need to trade it. And I say to the people that give me crap, I guess, trading ES even as much as I do, but like there is value in having the candles, having a dawn for it up, even if you are an NQ trader, because it can give you that extra confluence, because ES just tends to respect, I think, certain spots, certain LVNs, just a little bit more than you might think compared to.
I'd say a lot.
Yeah, like because NQ can whip through them 20, 30 points and still, your trade's not in theory invalidated. So there is value there.
I've always had an ES, a 5-minute chart for sure. So that has never left. But I never had the DOM up. It was always a reference of ES structure, where they are versus NQ, particular idea. Like sometimes, I'll wait for ES to do something before I try to take it on. Today I wanted the shorts in the morning.
But don't forget about the sweater.
Ready, but ES did. ES built the node of pop, the exhaustive node. They did all that stuff. NQ had not. And we can see that it wasn't until NQ did that as well here. We fell back in the range, did not get that node. And then they started that move down. But ES was doing it long before. ES was kind of like there. He gave that confirmation first. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna position on ES and we'll see how it goes. So I ended up trading both ES and NQ, but ES is so much cleaner for the shorts. And then whenever they would test that, clean. It doesn't, poke and prod and test your patience. It's just the holding the trade part.
Of course, it's like having the patience.
Leave it alone.
To let it kind of play out on ES always.
Yeah. So I think I'll start doing that now. I'm gonna have both thumbs up, and whatever presents itself first, I'll do, and sometimes I'll just be in it. Yeah, that ES was super nice today. Have a good day, man.
I mean, I caught a super late long in ES, and just for a few points, I was just kind of trying to get in and out of the market today. I just dropped my dad off at the airport, so I was not trying to spend too much time in the markets today. I think I made that point very clear last time on my show that I hate this week. In fact, this might have been one of the earliest times I've rolled in recent memory. I can't remember rolling Monday, but maybe the holiday or whatever. But as soon as I got to my desk this morning in the pre-market and seeing the June contract for NQ and how illiquid the DOM was, super thin, your 2-point spread, and I mean there was like no volume on multiple points, like within 5. So I was like, I'm gonna then take a peek at September, and that looked much more normal. So I just made the decision, like right at the bell, like I'm just gonna roll trade September at this point. So had a quick, or I guess not quick, but a very late scalp long on ES, and then was able to kind of scalp the slop that is the NQ up around 22,200s for about 12 points, and kind of just called it a session. With I think it was 3 minis, so $600. I was basically just like, I'm done. I'm gonna come back tomorrow when more volume is on September. It's not my favorite time to do this.
Yeah. That is an interesting, I thought it was me being late to the roll, but usually there's roll, you kind of have an extra maybe like 2-3 days or a whole week during that to stay in the old contract. But yesterday night, there was, I see more chatter around Discord and some people rolling ready. I looked at, let's go to bar chart and volume. And by Globex, the volume way ahead of the U contract. So I just went and rolled there. And the funny part, I think I've mentioned this before, is my roll process, my levels, is I just delete everything. Everything is on the chart. I'm starting over. So I'll reference like recent volume days. So like maybe like this balance, you want to this, these tapers here. So in this range, we do have pretty much the volumes here, anything under taper. So I'll reference this, old levels, they're gone, a lot of new ones in the market, reconfirm certain areas. Yeah, like still mentioned, I caught the tail end of in the morning and he was talking about our roll week or the order flow is really live as we might use on split. Not too drastic this time around, but still you're gonna see just a bunch of noise, right? The order flow could be saying this, that. The end is just like it's gonna shift in the next minute. It's gonna be trickier. You have to lean price action more so than think to. But as long as you lean on volume structure, overall market structure, it'll be okay. You might see tomfoolery on the DOM and stuff. That's just what it is. People are just, putting their positions in. You lean on volume, you'll find it's kind of like the same thing. Day in the morning, same rules apply. They actually finally look out. Pretty built the volume back in the range. Can't get back out into the range. Get it in queue. Yes, anyone? Yeah. Yeah, same rules apply. It's just be wary of the order flow prints.
Yeah, definitely one of the reasons why I kept it light today. Pretty much planned to. I mean, with the holiday on Thursday too, I won't see Wednesday. It's like I'm gonna need to trade a ton this week if you really don't feel the pressure to some event volatility possible. So it's still a time to just keep it light, potentially even enjoy like a 4-day weekend. A rare like midweek holiday. Take a step back. I think you were even saying last night in chat. Nobody. I was asking if futures are even open. It's one of those ones where it's like Globex opens Wednesday night and it closes at 8:30. But apparently, it is still partial open for futures. So if you weren't trading it, good luck to you on Thursday.
Yeah, it's not even honestly. Don't even look at your chart. It's bad enough when it's like holiday hours, and then you've got roll. You're probably gonna regret opening it because you wasted your time or because you lost money. Even if you make money, it's probably gonna be actually either way you're gonna leave it all.
Save the capital and eventually, one trade Friday, go for it. Might get a little bit of final reaction to Fed's FOMC on Wednesday. It may be better just to come back refresh, and clear mind on Monday. There's nothing worse than taking like having red trades on a shortened holiday like Thursday. You're kind of frustrated, and you try to like make it back on Friday. It's just better to all of the week.
Really, I agree. You do that on Friday. Now you gotta sit with it next 2 days.
Then you come back like Monday and Monday. That's never a good mentality to be in.
And it all started because you opened up your charts
Thursday. Trading a holiday. So that's my 2 cents. You guys, ready in the chat. You guys are gonna do what you do. So It is what it is. We are kind of sitting here on this, I guess, low of the consolidation in NQ. ES is still kind of just trending down to that high. Yeah, there's not much to do here yet.
It's playing out, pretty smoothly. But you is doing the same thing, making it extreme. Like with Nick, I guarantee you.
I mean, I am definitely guilty of moving it. I have no intention of potentially placing a trade on Thursday because those days, even if it was in theory a profit count, that day is going to count as Friday. Press the button.
Yeah, I don't even open up my charts or close it under any circumstance. It could be moving out this. I don't even bother. So yeah, if I open it during holiday, like half a day.
He's just adding fuel to the fire. So dude, you traded in the liver. You're not wrong. It's a moment I'm not necessarily proud of.
He was younger than you, more ambitious.
Yeah, I didn't have a kid at the moment. He wasn't seeing the full picture of life. It's
Yeah,
changed.
this is-
There's no guarantee I don't trade with the next kid or that big. I'm kind of debating on taking a loan here.
Yeah, I'm being really greedy. I want like a test outside of value for NQ.
Thank you. Yeah, see a flush towards.
Because what's kind of dirty is for candles. Go upside. But it's kind of like that play has already played out. Short happened, they got that exhaustive volume, they went down, tried it again, went down, so. Yeah, we're in the ball.
Yeah, and ES rejected right off last week's value area high too. And we were talking about that spot on the Sunday Open last night. On the June contract, B56, there's 60 50s. I was talking about really last 2 weeks ago. Just have no initiation from buyers right now, but NQ 6 basically rejected our 36 value area high. So we just not even on the September, you never really saw much initiation above 6,100. So something else to keep in mind as we head into the latter half of this week. If you are going to trade. Did you catch anything off the open? I assumed you were asleep.
Off the open, when I got to desk, we were poking the highs. We were up here. When I got to desk, we were right here.
Yeah. So you
all this, and I was like, maybe this is rolling over. I was like, no, we need to see some resolution up top. Like I want to kind of like showing the hand, but the market isn't building this, and we kind of get this really, I don't know how to say it, like kind of like empty, not really at the top. Kind of like the market. I want to see what there's a boogeyman there potentially. I want to see if he popped up, they built, and we came back. There's no boogeyman out there. They're cracking short. That's the kind of idea. So I want to see the same thing. So right now, I'm out of value into this really low volume structure, right? Built by obviously aggressive buying. So if we come out here and it rejects, hey, there's no boogeyman, no one's going to sell, take it back to the range. Yes, just that information was relayed in ES today. But yeah, by the time I got it out, charts, we're doing all this with ES. I've already that example. Like kept me in it. Yet I think NQ finally shows me their hand. Same thing right now. We're waiting for that. You know that they poke into a volume, which was created because it was one side, right? One side of the buying. No one's offering this, but if we poke into this area and now the market finds people who to offer it, it can change. But if we poke through and looking for an order. What volume profile? Okay. It's just a volume profile. Also, I'm not Leo.
Are you sure?
If you leave on the black band, then I can. Can we feel like yeah, no, it's me. Not sure to follow. You guys aren't following me on Twitter. Okay, so I'm trying to, I'm gonna go, this is Ninja Trader. Yeah, Ninja Trader. I'm using the, the Lloyd profile. Ninja Trader has a Lloyd profile too. I mean, if you're on Take the Flies, we're all you, right? So we're obviously gonna see it. Yeah, it's like trading. Like what?
Tells you a good amount of the story.
Yeah, there's added context in the way of my food. Stuff where instead of cat candles, I'm trying to just assume. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at doing all that stuff because I've never been a creator or even a streamer. Takes me quite a bit of time. So I appreciate your engagement.
Much money is enough money to retire? More?
What's up, Stowe?
Hey, so.
So you've been still trading after your stream earlier? The short was nice. Short after the this node. I saw that you took that. What's the difference between a good high and I think speaking in terms of like what people generally would they describe it as like equal highs or equal lows generally are quote unquote bad. You might say, or in our case, the blind profile that doesn't want to show paper. And like someone says they're holding that price, there's no price discovery downwards. To me, that's a floor. But really, it just means look, I haven't gotten the information I want to see just what's beyond this. Right? So that keeps me out. It's not that this has to be taken care of right now or within the day. It's that you need to make an excess. It's that the market generally does and a very high rate. But by no means do they have to. So to me, it's just if I stay out of it because of a quote unquote below, it's because there's information that I want to see and know that's lacking right now. It's keeping me there are a lot of times where by the end of it all, I'm like, I should have just took it. Clearly there's a seller or a buyer that's holding a price and they're gonna this and that. I should have just tried it at least. Often than not, going to be, some people say it's a sweep, some people say it's a stop run. To me, it really doesn't matter what it is. It's just, hey, get out of the range. Show me, hey, is there a boogeyman we should be afraid of or not? And when there's not, then do I target them? I do. I'll target a lot of inefficiencies. So it could be like things like this, right? If I'm eyeing shorts from here, yeah, I want to see price move through this low volume area too. If you can see that the range is now starting to fail to pull itself up, then you can, assume, or what would the word be? You can speculate that now if they're done with this range, they're going to have to trade back into this low volume. they're gonna build it. So it's kind of like this intuitive part of spending enough time with the volume profile to kind of see how it tends to resolve by the end of the day. So, you know, sometimes you look at this and be like, no, don't get me wrong, it can definitely resolve like this. This low volume area does not need to see much trade just because it's low volume. But, you know, this is kind of an idea of what one can mean. You know, this, it's not going to resolve like this. They're going to have these trade these prices again, maybe build a little bit more. Wow. Earlier in the day, yes, this was not a whole node. This PLC here under it was pretty ledgy. It was like a steep drop off where they just couldn't. Someone wasn't allowing price to get back in here, see it through the order flow, and it never resolved that way. And what do you know? Now they've built it out into a nice looking node. That's kind of with four highs and four lows. I'll target them if they're in line with the direction of the tree. Long-winded answer. Well, I'm not really looking for much. If the market gives me something, I'll take it. But that's agnostic. I fired off quite a few trades today. They've given really good opportunities, especially since I had the ES ladder up too. So I'm looking at ES and Q. Not really itching to get into anything, but there's definitely potential for a failed break here.
Yeah, they're trying. Thank you, sitting right at the bottom of that range.
Yeah, ES's profile looks very interesting. I would say generally doesn't resolve that way, but there's got to be access.
Are you all trading June or September? So I think we both have rolled to September. When to switch? You're still in June. I would say you're safe to kind of do it now. If you don't want to do it today, you can do it after the close. Nothing wrong with that. But I think we were talking about this earlier. The volume is definitely shifted for the most part towards the September expiries.
You should definitely, yeah, if you're like not in trade, you should definitely switch it. I would say the volume.
You can see it on a DOM too. If you have level 2 data like this morning, or if you're looking at NQ on June right now, it probably looks terrible. So
What was it like? Just holes in the book?
it was holes everywhere. There was a pretty decent spread of at least a 1.5, and then you switched to September and it looked very normal even for the pre-market. So you can see it kind of just gave me the okay. Press the button.
1.5 spread. That'll do it. It's pretty extreme.
Yeah, not right before a news release. That's not exactly great. So they'll take it when it's contract all week. So that worked. That worked for me. Well, much safer about trading as soon as I hold. That's a little less excess than I was looking for personally to try to get long.
Yes, you give it too much interest, but it's in that spot.
Taking a stab.
I'll try one from here. Yeah, one of them come back. Let's see.
Thought we might pierce inside a previous day high. It went right to it.
We thrilled about the entry.
To 18 on ES.
No, Q.
Say, okay, I'm gonna stop over
Hey,
here.
I saw, yeah, my stop is due all day. See. I mean, it tested outside, didn't find much more.
Eerily similar to last one's speed.
Well, because you think this is bad. You open up the chart on Thursday. Yeah. Let's go down and we'll find more activity. I'll add some more, but I'm just gonna sit here. Like when, honestly, there doesn't look like much offer on the book on this move up at all, but I'm like, is it because we're rolling in a split volume or?
I mean, it could be,
Really
but
not trying to offer.
I was watching that kind of rip off the bell. There was nobody on the offering. Like nobody was even attempting to sell.
Yeah. It's kind of like when we poked out, so I guess that's the idea right now, guys. We poked out, and there was no booking there. There's not much volume. You're looking anywhere in workflow, you're not gonna find much volume, and if no one's willing to participate, okay, look. This volume structure is created because no one's willing to participate. There's one side. If we come into volume structure that showed us no one wanted to participate, and it shows again participate. That's gonna be idea.
You know that feeling? Really enjoy.
I'm at 54. I think ideally release.
I come from a long line of healthcare professionals. My mom was very
Okay.
active here, especially with Alzheimer's patients. And when it comes to IT, she was working side by side. And of course, getting inspected by the state along the way too. We know a lot of stories about who's not working on they will do. My sister, baby sister, tiny little armadillo.
No one can hear my mumbling. Am I mumbling right now?
When I got understanding why she was
What's up, Tracy?
helping to make sure that the information.
Chris is here too. Wasn't bad.
Undercover way that I feel. Going always for a tough reason, and I just want to say thank you for doing the invisible work, and I hope you're moving forward, maybe I could go. You know, fun, get out there.
It's just.
Never know their name. So I should let you know my name, and I hope you get to know yours over the next 40 days together.
See if we can get this 83 here for a cover.
Loving what you do.
I don't see any reason why partial that. I'll be creative. I think that's like some API thing, right? Creative agent with enabling some API stuff or custom coding. That's what's going to be required. But honestly, don't take my word for it. I don't know anything. I can only open purpose. That might be a weird question. Zach, we appreciate that. Please hit the thumbs up. Definitely not. Maybe that'll get things moving.
Funny we will, because we have so much for sure. We have got so much for our virtual platform. Yay, for your appreciation there.
Yeah.
Celebration.
Yeah, they're pretty, but
Are the heart of our.
to close a really good 15 minutes. So.
And it- It's clean of a bounce off the previous data that you guys can probably get. Let's see what the L period brings us here in about 60 seconds.
Share that passion, incredible things can happen. Your conference back.
I wanted to short this earlier, but in a way, I am thankful I was not still sitting in short range.
It would have paid you quite a bit.
It would have. Also could have been a very long time to sit in the trade, the final year. then it keeps like kind of casually rebidding, chopping downwards. Yeah. Some of those where I probably would have just trailed myself out. I'm done with this trade.
Definitely makes it hard to hold for someone like me. It's much different. I think when I trade, yes, you just for me, I gotta just tack on like double. Because the risk is easier to manage too. It doesn't go fucking and fighting too much.
Danny Ramsden, National Geographic. And then tomorrow, we've got four, two epidemiologists.
Still like 16 full margin. Depending on your provider.
That depends on
No, it's not just that, so that's true. Weirdos, I love you. Great. This podcast will kill you, subscribe, all right. And you know, we're gonna recognize extraordinary leadership throughout the next couple of days. In the infection prevention field industry. One, we're gonna welcome newcomers, new certified epidemiologists.
Everyone counts on you to keep your operation running. That's why at Ranger, we're here for you. With professional grade industrial
I
supplies.
mean, it's just gonna become a power.
Oh, but
Where
Ranger
you and I are just scalping around the value area.
We're the ones. Get it
Yeah,
done.
I mean, I'm happy at least I got one offer. Put marks. If this one goes, if they cover me here too, this would be nice. And I'm just moving that stuff right here for now because I don't know what it's gonna be like if it does come back. You can always get back into. You can drag this up. Yeah, it's still. Hires. This could certainly off record.
It's just crazy thing on last night too. It's gapping down. And then it immediately retraces, fills the gap, and it never looks back.
Yeah, well, everyone coming into yesterday's. And everyone that, you know, the Bears are like, this is an emotion. Everyone I'm gonna find out this.
And then how many times do you tell her to drop the ball in just about every situation? They get a little.
It's funny.
Here we are, back at the top edge of the value rate high from the previous week. Once again, undoing all of the effort that sellers had from Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, when I opened my eyes today, you know, I on, I'm like, oh, what's going on? Pull up trading view. And it says like plus 2.8% or something. I'm like, oh. All right.
Here we go again.
All right.
Yeah,
CL had that.
Crude was crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it did bounce. I think we were talking, I can't remember the exact number we were eyeballing. But yeah, it was the top of the, I made note of the RTH gap last night that auto plotted. Right here around 69, and look, exactly kind of down to that area. That bounce right off of it. Yeah, wild Sunday open for
Yeah.
all products. Hey, Joe guy.
Yeah.
Just kissing around you on.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, I just take. That range, 60s.
I mean, look at the five. Do you have the 5 minute ES chart pulled up somewhere on the screen? What a mess. I know we drifted down. What an absolute mess. like 5. Sure. That's just miserable. You were trying to like scalp your way through that. And she caught the head your turn high. That's pretty miserable if you've been trying to sell this.
Yeah, even if you're on the right side, it's
Okay, all right, so I'm going over the first section. Okay. All right. We got one more shout out to all of our centers and the IT solution centers that are going to help teams now.
even if it takes some of my stuff to break even here, I'm willing to. And then now also in my mind, it's like, I could just go for it. Like, looking like $800 right now, and do that as well. Conflicted, see, give it another.
Did you move your stock breaking?
Yeah, it's like breaking 2 ticks or something like that.
Let it ride.
Yeah, you know what? We're about to turn. It is what it is. Collected one more.
Be at 3:30. Yeah, see what
First touch VWAP maybe?
maybe period brings. It's not show any initiative, which is back inside of Friday's high. Situation where you just along the range again.
Yeah, I'm thinking that could be it right here. Taking them down. This is it. If this was them taking out my entry and continuing, it is what it is. They're gonna make another attempt here. If they fail it again.
Additionally, we're actively developing aggregate proposals that
Very happy to be here trading with you, my good friend. I know, I'm like
they're gonna test it.
I'm like itching to press a button. I really haven't today. I would say I was lucky being late to the long that we just nobody on the offer, but my short even I just like was like I'm done. I'm done for today. That was kind of a frustrating. I'm closing with NQ short, 3 lots out for about 10 points and just shutting down my computer. We all have those trades are smart. Like I'm done. I'm not. No, shut it down.
You're just so tired.
Yeah, I'm like mentally exhausted trying to trade any